Good morning. Steve Bailey again. I guess I can maybe quit introducing myself. I'm the Republican candidate for the 1st Congressional District in the St. Louis City and County, Missouri. It's kind of the um, North County and a little bit of West County, kind of the eastern part of West County. But back when I got out of college in 1980, I got a job working for Chuck Willis and Chris Hayden at a law firm, essentially on the corner, and it's not showing, of West Florissant and Grand. So I thought I might take a step back in time and also look at what the city looks like and what it looked like when I worked here. Um, uh, the building I used to work in was a 2-story, very nice brick building. It's gone, completely gone. There was another building next to it. It's gone. This bank was here, but let's see if we can move a little. It's now an H&R Block. It's no longer a bank. Um, Across the street, I don't know that it's going to show up. Um, so I'm just using Google Maps and walking down here. Across the street, there used to be a National. Now it looks like that's a Family Dollar. Over here, there was this was a Catholic school. It was filled with students. I'm told by local residents it doesn't exist anymore. We've taken the building and done something else with it. But this was a Catholic school. It was kind of a center of the neighborhood. Let me see. That's North Florissant. My mistake. I get Florissant Road and West Florissant confused. But I wanted to go up Grand if we can. Let me see if watch Bailey navigate. Not the best thing. But we're up kind of in the Water Tower district on Grand. Oddly, I used to live in Compton Heights, the other Water Tower district down near Russell and Grand. And the water towers themselves are worthy of some explanation. But this was, I believe, a Catholic church when I was here. Let me see. I think no, this is the Catholic Church, and I believe it's still in. I don't remember what church this was at that time. The diocese has closed this. Anyway, I was campaigning up here about a week ago, and I just noticed that, there used to be buildings everywhere. There used to be buildings on both sides of Grand. And, this is typical of what's happened in the north side. What if the Democrats had this for 70 years? It's time that we, the people, begin looking at some alternatives to Democratic control. Look at all these buildings that are missing. This is the typical St. Louis building, this beautiful brick buildings, that were handcrafted, that are really phenomenally well made. And you can see this because as businesses move in, they're able to rescue these and make something decent of them. As I go through the district, one of the things I see all the time in neighborhoods is iron bars, iron gates on everything, every window. This is a people living in fear in the greatest nation in the world. And I don't mean any disrespect to any other nation. We have freedom. I just texted a friend of mine from Melbourne, Australia, about whether the United States should join the Commonwealth, and he says, no, it's gone to, I can't give you the word he used, we're all trying to do what you Americans are doing. And anyway, here's a relatively new apartment building. I don't know exactly when it was built, but it looked to me like it was 70s construction. It was filled with people. When I worked here, we have a beautiful home, a mansard style roof here on the corner, very nicely maintained, but look at what's next to it. This is a shame. Oops, I went the wrong way. Sorry about that. Come on, Stephen. There we go. So I'm going down Blair Avenue. Now, this used to be lined with buildings, right? This was a very, very dense part of the city. I'm going to turn down Aubert, I think this is. Yeah, this is Aubert. And let's go down it and see, so we have a brand new building here. Nice building, well done. And next to it we have some really cool, this is very typical of St. Louis architecture. And this used to be homes, 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 or if these are two flats, they used to be two flats all the way up and down. And if we keep going, we see some more modern construction, interspersed with vacant lots. A lot of great people here. I met a bunch of really nice folks, and I had a great time talking with them. But this is a vastly different environment than when I worked here. And I just wanted to go back. Did I miss the street? Yeah, I went past what I think the other street I went down was Gano. But we'll go on John Street, and let me see if I can get back to Gano. But as we're moving this, and I hope this isn't too irritating as you're watching it, notice all the vacant lots, kind of lack of construction. I moved a little quickly there, but again, we've got the modern construction. We're not looking at a thriving neighborhood. And at one point in time, this was one of the nicest neighborhoods. Bear again. How did I go past? I went right past. I wanted to go to Gano, but it's not going to happen. Anyway, this is kind of close to what was called Hyde Park, which was a really nice neighborhood. And I went up here on Aubert. We can see, we're dealing with some shuttered homes. And this is kind of typical of the North Side. When I talk to people all over the district, and I mention the North Side, almost all of them get kind of a sad look in their eyes. And, what are we doing as a people, as a nation, to help those who have the least economic activity or economic chance? A lot of what I'm hearing from the Democrats are about preservation of wealth for those who already have a lot. All the programs to lift the minimum wage. This is going to sound backwards, but it actually hurts young people because, young people aren't that productive. We may need to give them a sub-minimal wage, not necessarily a living wage, but here's some money while you learn how to become a good worker. I see us not having school choice. The Democrats are extremely resistant to anything that gets rid of or challenges the public school monopoly. We've got a lot of people in our neighborhoods that are underserved, that cannot do simple mathematics, cannot read very well, cannot write very well, cannot communicate with you civilly. St. Louis remains the murder capital of the nation. We have 59.1, this is according to the FBI statistics recently published, 59.1 homicides per 100,000 people. It's a higher murder rate than Chicago, and Chicago has erupted into horrible violence. I really worry that with a 24.1% youth unemployment rate among black males and about a 13% unemployment rate among black females, The average, as I understand, it's around 13%. Where white youth unemployment is about 4.6%. That's kind of statistically within the norm. Ordinarily you're going to sample the employment people, and about 5% of the population is not going to have a job on that day. That doesn't mean they have no prospect for a job, but this is what we see, and we see these are beautiful old buildings, but look at the size of this. Oh no, I'm wrong. But here's a vacant lot. There used to be buildings in here. The people here obviously care about it. It's in as good a shape as they can do, but we're kind of stifling the economic activity. We've not only had white flight out of the city, we've had black flight out of the city. And this is the legacy of the Clays. I'm running for Congress because I want to do something about this. I want us to turn the city of St. Louis back into the great thriving metropolis it once was. Is that a completely federal job? Of course not. That's a primarily local job. But when our leaders in Washington will not change a thing about their policies, we're going to continue to have this kind of decline. One other issue, and I'm going to probably post a different video on that, is I'd like us to take a hard look at decriminalization. So anyway, that's my next video. I'll be recording it in a few moments, I think, and I thank you for listening. Let's take I should end there, but let's take a hard look at whether in 48 years of the Clay family in Washington, we have seen progress, because they claim to be progressives, or we have seen regress. We've seen more destruction of our city in those 48 years than I care to think about. Thanks.